Hi everybody, it's me again. I just want to make this big. I think I can make it bigger still. I wanted to go through four companies that Microsoft, Union Pacific, Walmart, GE. These are four substantial companies, and I just wanted to do some analysis of them. I've got their sales here, got the net income for them, which is the most recent one, at the total assets, liabilities, total equity. And then I calculated here, I calculated the profit margin, the asset turnover, and the return on assets, and the financial leverage, and then come up with a return on equity. So I wanted to compare how each of these companies, how they strategize to make money. For example, let's take the profit margin, which is, I'm going to show you here, is the net income divided by sales. Microsoft has a healthy figure here. They've got 23%. You go across, Union Pacific is 18.8%. Walmart is only 3.5%. So they don't make much money on each sale, which is surprising when you first look at it. GE is 9.3%. That is the lowest. I used to work for them for about 12 years a long time ago. And they always made between 12 and 15% net income to sales. So GE's still struggling. Now the next thing, we take a look at asset turnover. And asset turnover is taking the total assets and dividing them into the sales. So you can see Microsoft has 0.61 turnover. Union Pacific is 0.44. But look at Walmart. Walmart is a healthy 2.31. So they may not make much money on each individual sales, so they have to sell it over and over and over again, and they get that by asset turnover. So it's not unreasonable that Walmart stores are going to be open for a long time, often 24 hours a day. And then GE is 22.22. GE's now, as we're going to see here in a minute, quite a different company now than it was when I was there, because they've got a very poor asset turnover, and you can see their assets are very high in comparison to their equity. Well, let's take return on assets. It is profit margin multiplied by the asset turnover. And Microsoft's got 14% return on assets. That's very good. Union Pacific's 8.4%, which is better than it was when I was there. I used to work with them. Walmart, 8.1%. That's respectable. GE's only 2%. Only 2% earnings. That's not very good. Now, let's look at financial leverage. Financial leverage is dividing the equity into the assets. So that's why it's 1.83. That's the leverage. And basically what we'll do is take that leverage and multiply it by the I don't want to do that. Multiply it by the financial leverage, but they're going to take that. I'm sorry here. They're going to take that financial leverage of 1.83 and multiply it by the financial return on assets, and come up with the return on equity. So it's return on assets times the financial leverage gives you the return on equity. And you can see that when you take that 14% return on assets and multiply it by almost 2, it really enhances the return on equity. Look at Union Pacific Railroad, 19.8%. Look at Walmart. They got a financial leverage of 2.71. You multiply that by the 8.1%, and they come up with a return on equity of 22%. Now look at GE. GE has a 2% return on asset, not very good, and they got a 5.57 leverage. They've got a lot of leverage. They've got a lot of debt, because one of their biggest businesses is financial. They lease airlines. They lease and they finance all kinds of things. They're like a big bank. And so they're highly leveraged, and you can see that here. But their return on equity is 11.1%. It's the lowest I've seen. When I was there, it was always around 24%. So they're in quite a different business, and that finance business got caught up in this debacle that happened in 2009, and they haven't quite recovered from it yet. Now, one final thing, market cap. You go into Amazon, not Amazon.com, but smartmoney.com or MSN.com, and you can find the market cap of each stock. And the market cap is the total number of shares times the market price. So you can see the market cap for Microsoft. At the time I did it, it's changed because it changes every day, but it's $234,620,000,000. And you compare that with book equity, is $66,363,000,000. So that market cap exceeds book equity by $168,257,000,000. That is MVA, market value added. And we're going to be talking about that. So basically, the market says they value the Microsoft's business greater than their book equity by a healthy amount. Look at Union Pacific Railroad. The book equity is $19,877,000,000, and the market cap is $64,210,000,000. So their MVA is $44,333,000,000. That's healthy too. Look at Walmart. $71 billion is their equity. $231,830,000,000 is how the market values that business. That's $160,550,000,000. GE's pretty good. It's $244 billion compared with $123 billion net equity. And so they've got a market value, MVA, of $121,230,000,000. That's not bad, but GE's got a way to go. I just thought this would be interesting for you to see this so you get an idea of how companies position themselves and structure their balance sheets in order to compete more effectively. Thank you. We'll see you.